Hello to all. I will now discuss the theory on how to use special journals in merchandising type of business. So in the previous chapters, we learned how to use two-column journal in recording all types of business transactions. So even sa service business, two-column journal din yung ginagamit natin. But now, I will introduce you to using special journals. So, bakit kaya kailangan gamitin yung special journals? That's because as the transaction of the company increases, using only the two-column journal is inefficient and impractical. Kasi nga 'di ba, kung mapapansin ninyo sa two-column journal, you have to write in each transaction the entry. Like, ano ba yung debit, ano ba yung credit, how much yun. So, just imagine if the company has thousands of transactions na kailangang i-record. 'Di ba? For example, in a day, ilan ang customer nila. So, ilan yung transaction na yun. For example, may ina-accommodate sila na nasa 500 transactions. In a day lang yun. So, it is very impractical and inefficient kung two-column journal pa din ilalagay yung transactions na yon. So, there is a need for a more efficient, orderly, and effective manner of processing data. So the remedy for this problem is the development of special journals. Now, what is a special journal? So each special journal is designed to be used for recording a single kind of transactions that occurs frequently. So take note, a single kind of transaction that occurs frequently. Ibig sabihin, madalas na nangyayari yung transaction na yon. Example, sales on cash. Like na-mention ko kanina, di ba? If in a day, the company has 500 customers, so ibig sabihin, 500 sales yung i-record niya. And sometimes, 'di ba, usually yung mga sales para mabenta sila, pinapautang. So on account 'yon, 'di ba? Ano pa? Purchases on account. For example, ang dami mo ring supplier. Nasa 200 yung supplier mo, tapos bumili ka lahat doon. So, it is frequent. And another one, cash receipts. Yung nakatanggap ka ng pera, yung negosyo, nakatanggap ng pera. And cash disbursement, ito naman yung naglabas ka ng pera, gumastos ka. So these special journals are designed to systematize the recording of major recurring type of transactions. When we say recurring, it is also synonymous to frequently occurring or recurring, palagi siyang nangyayari o araw-araw siyang nangyayari. Okay? So the number and format of special journals actually used in a company depend primarily in the nature of the company's business transactions. So it depends pa rin sa mga company kung ano yung gagamitin nilang special journals. But here, for this topic, we are going to discuss uh, several special journals. And there are four of them. Okay, so there are four special journals, which are the first one, sales journal. The second one is cash receipts journal, purchases journal, and cash disbursements or cash payments journal. Okay, pareha lang tong dalawa. So here we will be using cash disbursements journal instead of cash payments journal. Okay. Okay. So, ano-ano ba yon? Una muna, sales journal. So, take note ha, sales journal is used to record all sales of merchandise, ano daw? On account. So, it means, ano to? Yung mga sales na binenta or merchandise na binenta on account. Ibig sabihin, merong accounts receivable kasi pinautang ito. Take note ha, sa sales journal, ang ilalagay lang natin ay lahat ng sales on account. Okay? Next, cash receipts journal is used to record all inflows, receipts of cash. So, dito naman, i-record lahat lang ng transactions wherein there is an inflow or receipts. Nakatanggap tayo ng cash. So, therefore, kapag ang sales ay hindi on account for cash, nabenta mo on cash, binayaran ka ng cash. So, hindi mo siya sa sales journal ilalagay. Saan mo siya ilalagay? Saan mo siya i-record? Sa cash receipts journal kasi nga nakatanggap ka ng cash. Okay? Next, purchases journal. So, is used to record all purchases of merchandise and other items on account. So, take note ha, sa purchases journal, hindi lang purchases of merchandise ang i-record. Okay? Other items on account. Anong example niyan? Example, supplies or fixed assets. Basta lahat ng binili on account, inutang, or accounts payable. Okay? And the fourth one is the cash disbursement journal. So, ito naman yung ginagamit to record all payments or outflows of cash. Ito yung kabaliktaran ng cash receipts. Dito naman, ire-record lahat ng payments, lahat ng lumabas na pera. So, if you purchased merchandise or other items in cash, ibig sabihin, nagbayad ka ng cash, hindi mo siya sa purchases journal ilalagay. Ilalagay mo siya sa cash disbursement journal kasi nga, nagkaroon ng outflow ng cash. Okay? Next, the following are the advantages of using special journals. So, what are the advantages of using special journals? The first one, it saves time in journalizing. Okay? Kasi ganito, instead of redundantly writing, every time you have sales, sulat ka ng debit accounts receivable, credit sales, tapos debit purchases, credit accounts payable, hindi ka na magsusulat sa special journal ng ganun. Okay? Kaya nga it saves time in journalizing because you don't need to redundantly write the account titles from time to time the transaction occur. Okay? So, by using special journal, ang kailangan mo na lang isulat are the important uh, data, which are the amounts or the name of the seller or the customer, and syempre yung date. So, later on naman, i-discuss natin yon. Okay? And number two, it saves time in posting. So, di ba, if you can recall, pagka gumagamit tayo ng two-column journal, pag magpo-posting ka, when we say posting, it is transferring the amount from the journal to the ledger. Anong ginagawa natin? Iniisa-isa, di ba, yung transactions mula dun sa two-column journal. Tapos, isa-isa, ililipat mo sa ledger. Di ba? So, here, hindi na kasi yung mga similar transactions, magkakasama na sila. So, you don't have to post them one by one. All you have to do is to total the amounts of the similar transactions at yung total na lang ang ipopost mo sa ledger. That's why it saves time. And the number three, it eliminates the detail from the general ledger. Yun na nga, because you just have to The column totals are posted to the general ledger and the details are left in the general journal. So, all you have to do is to post the total sa ledger. Tapos, kung saan ba nanggaling yung mga yon, nandun na lang din siya sa journal, yung mga other details ng transaction. And number 4, it provides division of labor. Okay. So, di ba, kapag ka two-column journal ang gagamitin, isa lang yung pwedeng gumawa nun kasi 'di ba dapat ang transaction it is chronologically recorded. So imagine nyo kung marami yung gumagawa nung two-column journal. 'Di ba baka magkagulo. Kasi iisang journal lang yung ginagamit. But if there are special journals, pwedeng magkaroon ng division of labor. For example, yung isa nasa kanya lang lahat ng cash receipts journal. Siya lang yung nagre-record nun. The other one naman, siya lang yung sa cash disbursements journal. Yung isa naman, pwedeng sa kanya yung sales journal and the purchases journal. So, nakita nyo, pwede siyang paghiwa-hiwalayin. Pwedeng iba't ibang tao ang gumawa. And number 5, it aids in management analysis. So, the journal themselves can be useful to management in analyzing classes of transactions such as credit sales. Kasi nga, for example, the manager want to know magkano ba yung sales natin for the day. Imagine mo pag two-column journal yung ginagamit, ano pa ang kailangan gawin doon? 'Di ba isa-isahin pa yung bawat date para hanapin kung ano yung mga sales transactions doon. Pero kung ang ginagamit ay special journal, you just have to look at the sales journal and then total the amount, kuha mo na agad kung magkano yung credit sales. So, mas madaling magamit ng management. Madaling makuha yung information na gusto ng management in order to what? To analyze and to use in their decision making. Okay. So, although the company is using special journals, hindi ibig sabihin wala ng general journal. Nandun pa rin. General journal is still needed since there are transactions that cannot be recorded in any of the special journals. So, take note ha. Ang dali nga lang eh. Ang i-record natin sa general journal are those transactions that cannot be recorded in any of the special journals. So, pag hindi pwede sa apat na special journals, sa general journal natin i-record. So, what are those transactions that are recorded in the general journal? The first one is the receipt of credit memo from a vendor for purchase returns. So, siguro, you're familiar with this. Pinag-aralan na natin to, di ba? For example, um, bumili ka, defective. So, anong ginawa mo? Sinoli mo sa vendor. So, in return, makaka-receive ka ng credit memo galing sa vendor. So, ito yung tinatawag nating purchases, returns, and allowances. Another one, issuance of credit memo to a customer for sales return. O ito naman yung sales returns and allowances. Next, the receipt of a promissory from a customer in settlement of an account. For example, meron kang customer, hindi siya makabayad, ano lang ginawa niya? Instead na bayaran ka ng pera, nag-issue na lang siya ng promissory note. So, dati, meron kang accounts receivable, anong mangyayari? Magiging ano na siya? Magiging notes receivable na siya. Kasi naka-receive ka ng promissory note from your customer. Okay? Another one, adjusting entries, correcting entries, and closing entries. All of these are recorded in what? In the general journal. Okay. So here is the summary, 'di ba? Here is the summary of the 5 journals and their use. So sabi nga natin for sales journal, all sale of merchandise on account. Sales journal, the abbreviation is SJ. cash receipts journal for cash receipts from all sources, and the abbreviation is CRJ. Purchases journal, all the goods purchased on account and other items that are also purchased on account. The abbreviation is PJ. Cash disbursements journal, used to record cash payments for various purposes, and the abbreviation is CDJ. And then general journal, transactions that cannot be recorded in any of the special journals. The abbreviation is GJ. Okay, so be familiar with this. So all of these five journals are book of original entry. So don't be confused, ha? All of them are journals and therefore they are books of original entry. So if a transaction is recorded in the journal, it is posted to the ledger and made part of the accounting records. So if a transaction is recorded na in a special journal, hindi mo na siya dapat i-record saan? Sa general journal. So pagka nag-record ka na ng sales on account sa sales journal, huwag ka nang maglagay ng entry for that particular sales sa general journal. Kasi, marirecord siya ng, dalawang beses, twice. Mamamali na. Di ba? Okay. So, now we are going to discuss the control accounts and subsidiary ledgers. So when we say control account, it is an account in the general ledger that show all the total balance of the subsidiary account related to it. Ano ba yung example ng control account? Ito, general ledger accounts receivable account. Tinatawag siyang control account kasi nga meron siyang mga subsidiary accounts na related sa kanya. Bakit yung accounts receivable is control account? Kasi ang accounts receivable, it is connected to customers. 'Di ba? Pag merchandising ka, hindi lang isang customer mo diyan, 'di ba? You have several customers. So, bawat customer, meron yang tinatawag na ledger. 'Di ba? Kahit nga 'di ba, for example, yung isang maliit lang na sari-sari store, tapos nagpapautang siya. Ano bang ginagawa nung may-ari ng tindahan? 'Di ba may lista siya? For example, si Juan. Oh, ganitong araw, ito ang kinuha niya. Umutang siya ng 100 pesos. Kinabukasan, nagbayad siya ng 50 pesos. So, ano gagawin? Ibabawas yun. Eh, ngayon, umutang na naman ng 200 pesos. So, ano gagawin? Idadagdag niya naman yun. So, not knowing, kahit na hindi ka nag-aral ng accounting, yung mga ganong proseso, nagagawa na yon. Ang tawag dun sa mga lista na yun para sa bawat customer ay subsidiary ledger. Tapos, di ba, ang gagawin mo, magkano utang ni Juan, magkano utang ni Pedro, magkano utang o lahat sila. Pag tinotal mo, malalaman mo, magkano lahat ang pautang mo. 'Di ba? So, yun naman yung total nun, yun naman ang ilalagay dun sa tinatawag nating control account, which is the accounts receivable. Magkano lahat ang iyong accounts receivable. Okay? So, yun yung control account at yung subsidiary ledger account. So, take note, pag subsidiary ledger accounts for receivable, sila yung kadalasang pinapadala sa customer, 'di ba? 'Di ba? Naririnig niyo yung tinatawag natin, magkano ba yung statement of account? Ano ba yung statement of account? Doon nakalagay kung magkano yung babayaran, 'di ba? So, pwede rin yung subsidiary account na yun ibigay as statement of account ng customer. Tapos, these accounts are normally arranged alphabetically by name of the customer or supplier. So, take note ha, hindi lang ito customer. Kasama din dito yung supplier. And how are they arranged? They are arranged alphabetically. And then the sum of the subsidiary accounts in the subsidiary ledger should what? Should agree with the total balance in the related general ledger control account. So, dito sa kasunod, ipapakita yan. Ano ba ibig sabihin nun na should should agree. Okay, tingnan natin. So, we have here the subsidiary ledger. So, yun na nga, it is a group of related accounts showing the details of the balance of the general ledger control account. So, ito yung example. Ito yung accounts receivable. This is the control account in the general ledger. Napansin niyo meron siyang 20,000 na debit balance, 'di ba? Ngayon, saan ang galing yung mga yung 20,000 na yun? Dito yun, sa subsidiary account sa accounts receivable ledger. So, yun pala, si customer A pala, 2,000 yung AR na ng company. Si customer B pala ay 8,000, si customer C ay 4,000, at si customer D ay 6,000. Ngayon, pag tinotal natin yan, di ba, customers, A, 2,000, B, 8,000, C, 4,000, and D, 6,000. So, magkano ang total? 20,000. Yun yung tinatawag natin or sinasabi natin na dapat yung nakalagay dito sa control account na amount should agree with the total in the subsidiary accounts nung accounts receivable ledger. Kasi pag hindi yan nag-total, ibig sabihin may mali. Okay? Dito kasi sinabi na 20,000 ang pautang niya, dito natin malalaman kani-kanino ba yung pautang na yun. Okay? So, gets nyo na? Yan. Okay, next. Ayan. For example, if a company made a sale of 600 pesos on July 17 to Miss Gina Tan on account, the amount of sale is posted to debit dun sa accounts receivable control account. Tapos yung sa kay Gina Tan's account, subsidiary ledger. So, kaya dapat nagmi-meet sila. So, examples of accounts that have backup subsidiary ledgers are, kanina, accounts receivable lang, di ba yung pinakita nga natin. Pero, hindi lang siya. Kasama din dyan ang accounts payable. Sa accounts payable naman, meron siyang accounts payable subsidiary ledger. Ang nakalagay dyan na yung account ng bawat creditor. Pag sinabi nating creditor, sila din yung mga suppliers. Okay? Pag kasi accounts receivable, ito yung customers. 'Di ba? Okay? Supplier ito ng kahit anong klaseng, pwede yung pwede yung merchandise, or pwede rin yung fixed asset, or pwede rin yung current asset. Okay, basta creditor, pinagkakautangan ng company. And then the third one is office equipment, delivery equipment, store equipment. So, ito yung mga assets. Meron din silang subsidiary ledger kasi nga, 'di ba? Meron silang account for each item. For example, equipment. 'Di ba, para malaman kung magkano ba yung lahat ng equipment, magkano ba lahat ng furniture. Okay, so may subsidiary ledger din siya. Pero dito sa didiscuss natin, magfo-focus lang tayo dito sa dalawa na to. Okay? Accounts receivable at saka accounts payable. Okay. So now, isa-isahin na natin yung special journals. Magsimula tayo sa sales journal. So ano nga ang sales journal? Normally made sales that are normally made either cash or on credit. Pero take note, ang ilalagay lang natin sa sales journal ay ang sales on credit. Pag sinabi natin credit, on account din yan ha. Yan din ang ibig sabihin yan ha. On account. Pero pag cash sales, hindi siya sa sales journal. Saan siya? Sa cash receipts journal. Kasi nga, nakatanggap tayo dito ng cash. So, ito yung format ng journal. Ayan, may heading din siya. Naalala nyo dun sa general journal. Nilalagay natin dito general journal. Pero dahil ito ay sales journal ang nakalagay. And then, page 1. So, we have date, invoice number, account debited, post reference. Tapos napansin ninyo, may entry na dun sa taas. Debit, accounts receivable, credit, sales. Kaya dito, hindi ka nagagawa or maglalagay ng account titles kasi may account title na siyang designated. Ano na lang ang ilalagay mo? Amount na lang. Kasi 'di ba, alam naman natin na every time magkakaroon ng sales on account or on credit, iisa lang naman ang entry nun. Ano ang laging entry doon? Debit accounts receivable and credit sales. So, dito, amount na lang ilalagay. So, hindi ko muna kayo bibigyan ng sample kasi focus lang muna tayo sa theory. Discuss ko lang sa date. Yan, syempre alam nyo na ang lalagay dyan. Tsaka yung ruling natin. Sana natatandaan nyo pa rin. Invoice number. Okay, usually ito naman ay stated sa problem. So, ilagay nyo lang ano yung invoice number niya. Dito sa account debited, ano bang nilalagay dito? Ang nilalagay dito ay customer's name. Yan. Kasi di ba we have to identify kung para kanino bang customer yung sales na yon. Post reference, sa post reference naman, nilalagyan lang siya ng check mark. No, nagkaganyan lang yan kadalasan. Bakit? To indicate that the amount ng sale ay na-post na sa customer subsidiary ledger account. Tapos dito, anong ilalagay? Yung amount lang. Okay? Amount. XXX. Kunwari, yun yung amount niya. Okay? Next. Okay. Posting the sales journal. So, anong gagawin? O, yan o. Yan siya. Pero hindi ko na muna masyadong i-discuss ito in detail kasi magkakaroon ako ng separate discussion para i-demonstrate sa inyo kung paano ito gamitin. Pero bigyan ko na rin ng pahapyaw. Ayan. Ito yung sample ng sales journal. Nakita niyo date, invoice number, name ng customers. Tapos yung posting reference, di ba may check kapag okay na. Tapos yung amount. Ayan lang. Tapos yan, ipopost yan dito. Ito yung mga subsidiary ledger. Okay, tapos ito naman yung accounts receivable at saka yung sales. Ito yung control account. Okay? Total na lang ang ilalagay, total. Okay. So, sabi dito, subsidiary ledger accounts are not numbered kasi nga pabago-bago but they are kept alphabetical order. Kaya napansin niyo yung customer. Ayan. Alphabetically sila naka-arrange. Okay? Next. Cash receipts journal. Ano ang nilalagay dito? Lahat ng transactions that involves receipt of cash by the business. So the most frequently type of cash transactions are what? Cash sales and collection of accounts receivable. So, ito yung sample ng cash receipts journal. Makita nyo date, accounts credited. Dito, pwedeng name of the company or, ayan yung transaction. Okay. Yan. Account title. Pwede. Pero kapag sales, collection of accounts receivable, yung name ng company. PR, ayan, check, sundry accounts, credit sales, accounts receivable. Napansin niyo, may nakalagay na siya kung debit o credit, 'di ba? Sundry accounts credit, sales credit, AR credit, sales discount debit, and cash debit. Ano yung sundry account? So, a sundry account is a credit column provided for miscellaneous accounts which do not occur with high frequency to warrant special columns. Itong sales, accounts receivable, sales discount, kasi sila ay high frequency yung kanilang occurrence. Ano ibig sabihin na high frequency of occurrence? Madalas or palagi silang ginagamit. Kaya, binigyan na sila ng special columns. Itong sundry accounts, ito'y madalang, hindi ito palagi. Kaya ang gagawin mo dito, katulad dito, ayan o, purchases, returns, and allowances. Ito ha, di ba napansin nyo kanina dun sa general journal na mention natin yung purchases, returns, and allowances. Ire-record yun doon kapag on account yung purchase mo. Dito ang nangyari, hindi on account, cash niya binili. So, syempre, pagka cash mo binili, nagbayad ka ng cash, pag nagsoli ka, anong gagawin nung seller? Anong gagawin nung supplier mo? Ibabalik sa'yo yung binayad mo kasi sinuli mo dahil defective. Kaya, saan siya ire-record? Sa cash receipts journal. Pero, hindi naman ito palaging nangyayari. Kaya, sundry account lang siya. Kaya nakalagay dito, purchases, returns, and allowances. Okay? Ito pa notes payable. Hindi rin palagi. Yan. Next. So, recording sales returns and allowances. So, ang pinag-uusapan nating sales returns and allowances dito ay yung credit sales ha. Okay? So, pag sinabi natin bang sales returns and allowances, ito yung reduction ng sales revenue at saka reduction ng accounts receivable. So, therefore, ang nangyari dito, credit sales or sales on account. Kasi meron kang accounts receivable. Kasi kung ito ay hindi credit sales, hindi natin ito ilalagay sa general journal. Pero dahil credit sales, nasa general journal siya. Ayan. So, the entry is in general journal, anong mangyayari? Debit, sales returns and allowances, credit accounts receivable. So, take note, hindi natin siya ni-record sa special journal. Okay? Kasi hindi mo siya pwedeng i-record sa sales journal. Hindi pwede sa purchases. Hindi pwede sa cash disbursement. Hindi rin pwede sa cash receipts. Di ba kagaya nga ng sabi natin kanina, i-record natin sa general journal pag hindi natin ba i-record dun sa 4 na special journal. So, dito siya. Pero ulitin ko kung yan ay cash sales, hindi yan sa general journal. Saan siya? Sa cash disbursement journal. Kasi 'di ba, yung customer mo nagsoli sa iyo ng defective item, ano gagawin mo? Isusoli mo sa kanya yung binayad niya na cash. Pag cash sales. Pero dahil ito ay credit sales, saan natin siya inilagay? Sa general journal. Okay? Tandaan yun ha. And the next is the schedule of accounts receivable. So, what is the schedule of accounts receivable? It's prepared to ensure that the total balances of the subsidiary ledger account agrees with the control account. Ito yung sinabi ko kanina. Dapat pareho yung total nila. Ito yung example niyan. Para nilang yung ginawa ko kanina. Pero informal format ito. 'Di ba? We have heading, yan, friendly variety store, and then the name of the report, which is schedule of accounts receivable, and then the date. So here, the name of the customer, and then the total. And this amount should agree with the amount that is in the control account, which is the accounts receivable. Okay? Next, purchases journal. So, purchases journal is all the purchases on account, frequently purchased on account. Ano example nito? Merchandise for sale to customers, supplies used in conducting the business, and plant assets. When we say plant assets, these are the fixed assets. Examples of this are office equipment, furniture and fixtures, vehicle, yan. So, take note ang ilalagay lang dito ay on account. Okay? So, for each transaction recorded in the purchases journal, a credit is entered into the accounts payable credit column. Yan. So, meron tayong purchase debit column. May sundry account debit din tayo. Meron tayong account title column, amount column, and the number of account, which is in the posting reference. So for you to imagine this, meron tayong sample ng purchase journal. Yan yung sinasabi ko kanina. May date, accounts credited, may PR. So, accounts payable, credit, purchases, store supplies, office supplies, and then, ayun no, may sundry account. Kagaya din yan dun sa, sa cash receipts journal. Okay? Magkakaroon ng special column kapag palaging nangyayari. Pero kapag hindi naman palaging nangyayari yung transaction, sa sundry accounts lang. So, mapapansin ninyo, ang nakalagay lang dito accounts payable, syempre, lagi yan dahil purchases on account eh. Tapos anong debit dyan? Yan, no? Yung purchases. Yan kadalasan, di ba, bumibili ng merchandise, store supplies, office supplies. Pero, hindi na sinama dyan itong mga equipment tsaka furniture. Kasi di ba, hindi naman tayo laging bumibili ng equipment at tsaka furniture. Pagkailangan lang. Kaya, nasa sundry account siya. Okay. The next one is the cash disbursement journal. So, all transactions involving what? Payments of cash for various purposes ay ire-record sa cash disbursement or cash payments journal. Ano yung mga example niyan? Purchases of merchandise and other items for cash. Ano pa? Payment of expenses, payment to creditors on account. So, nagbayad ka dun sa mga pinagkakautangan mo and cash withdrawal by the owner. So, sa madaling salita, lahat ng outflow ng cash diyan ilalagay. O, ito yan. Huwag kayong masisindak sa itsura nila ha, kasi mukha lang silang mahirap, pero sa totoo lang hindi. Basta alam nyo lang kung paano gagamitin yung journal, okay na kayo. Hindi siya ganun kahirap actually. Mas madali nga siya kaysa mag-general journal. So, ano yung mga columns natin? We have the date, check number, accounts debited. We also have the PR. And here is the sundry account. Alam nyo na ang sundry account, ha? Not frequently occurring transactions. And then we have the accounts payable, purchase discount, and then cash. Accounts payable kasi nga, di ba kadalasan naman ng gastos, yun nga, nagbayad ka ng utang. And then because of purchase. Ayan, tapos cash. Okay? So, recording purchase, returns, and allowances. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. Ito yung kabaliktaran ng sales, returns, and allowances. Okay? So, dito naman, ikaw naman yung bumili. Tapos, ang nangyari, defective yung item, kaya isinoli mo. That's why you have purchase, returns, and allowances. But, take note, ito ay all purchases on account. Kasi nga, kapag hindi purchases on cash or cash purchases, at nagsoli ka ng item, anong gagawin? Ibabalik sa iyo pera mo. So, dapat sa cash receipts siya. Pero dahil ito ay purchases on account, saan mo siya i-record? Sa 2-column journal. Okay? So, what is the entry? Debit accounts payable, and then credit, purchase, returns, and allowances. Kasi nga, di ba, nagsoli ka ng merchandise. So, nabawasan yung utang mo, kaya debit accounts payable, tapos nagkaroon ka ng purchase, returns, and allowances, which has a normal balance of credit because it is a contra purchase account. So, purchases ay may debit, ang purchases ay debit. So, therefore, pag purchases, returns, and allowances ay credit kasi siya ay contra account. Okay? Sinabi natin contra account, kabaliktaran. So, kung purchases ay debit, ang contra account niya ay credit. Okay? And then, the schedule of accounts payable. Kagaya rin ito yung kanina, yung sa schedule of accounts receivable. Doon nga lang sa accounts receivable, ang ilalagay mo doon ay lahat ng customer na may utang. But here, you will put all the suppliers. And like I said before, the amount or the total that is in the schedule of accounts payable should agree with the amount that is in the control account, which is the accounts payable account sa ledger. Okay, so it also has a heading. So the name of the business, schedule of accounts payable, and then the date. So itong total na ito, it should agree with the total that is in the general or control ledger account. So here is the general journal. So we have here the yan. Here is the example of the transactions that are recorded in the general journal, like what we have discussed before. Ito yun, no? Yung purchase returns and allowances, and then the sales returns and allowances. Okay, so that's all for special journals.